A lot of cars put sport in the name as a bit of marketing, a trim level. Nah, this car is about it. This is not a normal car review. This is my series where I talk about the feel of cars. Steering feel review. Today I have a Suzuki Swift Sport. Second generation, which I believe is the best generation. No turbos, naturally aspirated, manual. But this car is not about the performance. It's about the way it makes you feel on a back road. A huge thanks to the owners for bringing this car down. They're just enjoying their time in a pub at the moment. That's why I'm alone on today's video. If you're local and would like to see your car on Steering Feel Review, just drop me an email or an Instagram DM. Links are in the description. This car has some light mods. It's got some smaller wheels and tires to make it look rally inspired, which I think really does work. It's got some exhaust modifications and stuff, but the suspension, geometry is completely factory. This car has a wheelbase of 2,430 millimeters, which is pretty short, but it is a very small car. The steering rack ratio is unknown. I can't find any information. To review this car's steering, we're going to go through my standard test list. All of those are chapters in the YouTube player, so you can skip to the part you're most interested in. If this is not your first episode of Steering Feel Review, get subscribed. This series is going to continue for a long time. It's my favorite thing I've ever done on YouTube. Let's get out on the road. Spirited driving in a Swift Sport. Let's go. A little bit of rev limiter bashing to wake me up in the morning. Yeah. Wide open through 4 gears, barely breaking the speed limit. Get one of these just for that. The power's up here. It doesn't have much power, but it's so enjoyable to use. Makes a fantastic noise. That last 1,000 RPM, 6,000 to 7,000. Mwah, bellissimo. The heavens have opened. But the way this car looks is like a little rally car for the road. So I feel like, let's go. This is a fun little car to drive. Let's try and feel it out. Oh God. Playing with the limits a little bit. I really enjoyed that. Little Swift Sport. Okay, let me tell you what I'm feeling in the steering. Directness is a measure of how responsive the steering is, how quickly the car turns when you turn the steering wheel. This feels like a reasonably direct rack. There's a little bit of on-center slop. It's not that bad. Let me see how much it takes to wiggle us. Yeah, we're wiggling there. And just there is the slop. It's pretty good. It feels quite good in corners too. Definitely an above average directness. The steering also feels relatively quick, so I don't need to turn the wheel a lot to get it to turn on the road. Weight is all about how light or heavy the steering is, and how that changes the harder you turn the steering wheel. The downside to the weighting and the communication is that the car has this economy car feeling steering. It feels very natural, very normal, and somewhat pedestrian. It doesn't feel like a sporty, racy steering rack. I think what's making me feel this drives like an economy car is that the steering is quite light. It doesn't weigh up that much, but it weighs up enough to be enjoyable. We've got to get into texture because this car is doing some interesting stuff. Texture is all about the feeling of the road through your hands. I feel like this car is telling me about the grip levels. When you're just driving straight, it doesn't give that much feedback or texture. It feels somewhat numb, very light buzz coming through the steering wheel. But the thing is, as I'm going around these corners, the steering is telling me how much grip is in the tire. It's honestly kind of impressive. I'll tell you guys exactly what that feels like. It's as I turn the wheel, it's like I can feel the flex in the sidewall of the tire in the steering. That's quite a rare sensation to get in a car. And as the tire flexes, it lets me feel how much grip we have. The only thing is, to get that sense, I have to push quite hard. And it's wet today, so I'm a little bit hesitant. That's so interesting. I've never had a car feel like that. This car is unique.
Let's talk about normal driving.
What is a Swift Sport like at high speeds on motorways and highways? For a small car, this is shockingly stable. It's a bit noisy in here because of the exhaust, but I've driven these cars standard, and even standard, they're pretty wind noisy. But steering wise, this is lovely. It's very settled. It feels like a much longer wheelbase car than it is. Good amount of dead zone for going straight. Responsive steering. Not too fast that it feels nervous. It's a very windy today, but I'm not being buffeted around by the wind. I would actually call this car above average on the motorway. It's not like modern luxury cars, but it's better than your average hot hatch. Genuinely, I do think the gearing is a bit suspect. It revs quite high in third gear, but I'm not taking that into account for the steering feel.
What is this car like to drive around town and city? The steering is definitely heavier at lower speeds. I can still drive it with one finger pretty easily. Quite a positive feeling. It's quite direct. It's quite responsive. What's the self-centering like? Fantastic. What is a Swift Sport like to park? Put it next to this beautiful Rexy. Super light steering, super easy to park.
Conclusions and scores. The car as a whole first. I think this is a fantastic car. A long time ago, a Swift Sport of this generation was one of the first sporty cars I'd ever driven. I remember being impressed. It had cruise control because it was the first car I'd ever driven with cruise control. And I think all those feelings are still valid and true even today after having driven like 100 cars. People will scoff at the fact this engine has about 130, 140 horsepower. That is a fantastic amount of power for having fun on the road. It still has enough power to where you have to think twice about holding the accelerator down. You still have to chill out at certain points, but 90% of the time, you could just go full throttle and really enjoy it. I think the suspension and chassis is the best part of this car. The way this car goes down the road is soft and supple, and it's excellent at taking impacts and dealing with the road, but it still is firm enough to give you a little bit of feedback. It just feels interactive and engaging. I absolutely love this car's chassis and suspension. It's a livable, practical hot hatch. You can get 4 adults in here. Everyone has their own door. It's got a boot you can actually put stuff in. The fuel economy is fantastic. It's only a 1.6 engine. It's probably quite cheap to insure. It doesn't feel like nasty. There's a bit of scratchiness, you know. This isn't soft. Okay, then I guess it does feel a bit cheap, but it doesn't drive cheap. These seats are awesome, really supportive, lots of bolstering, feel really good. The only thing I don't like about the seats is that even at their lowest position, I'm sat quite high up, and I get that feeling I get in some cars, which is that I'm pressing down onto the pedals. We've got to touch on the reliability. This is one of the most bulletproof cars that exist. There's an example of one of these that was used as a Nürburgring track rental car. It did about 200,000 miles all on track with just oil changes, filter changes, tires, brakes, regular maintenance. I think that there was a breakdown and he did a couple bushes and things, but you'd expect that. For a car to take that kind of abuse on track is really impressive. What about the steering then? For spirited driving, I'm giving this a 6.5 out of 10. It's very good. It's pretty direct. I think the weighting is actually the weakest part. It doesn't weigh up as much as I would like, but the texture is the best part. And it really communicates what's going on with the tire. There's a lot of little bits of feedback there. You can feel things happening as you're going down the road. That part is really impressive. What about normal driving? It was super easy to park, it was nice around town, and it was quite stable and planted on the motorway. I have no idea how Suzuki have achieved this, because it's a small, cheap hatchback fundamentally. But I really like the way this car drove for normal driving. It was much more stable than I expected at high speed. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It's a really good car. YouTube wants you to watch this video next, but I think if you enjoyed this, make sure to check out the steering feel review playlist. Go and watch the 208 by Peugeot Sport, and go and watch the Honda Civic Type R FN2, because they're great comparisons to this car. My name's Mick, I drive cars. Peace.